shout out to our sponsor again, Task, Technical Analysis of Stocks and Commodities magazine, sponsors of today's class. They've done such an amazing job of supporting us with this, and we've got an offer. You get a free copy just for registering today. Hopefully, you registered for it. You went ahead and got that as your bonus offer when you submitted. I will say that the Trading Summit page, the registration page, is open, and we're going to keep it open through the weekend. So if you missed anything and you want to go in and kind of maybe get one of the offers and you forgot about it, just go back to the registration page and select those offers that you want. And make sure you do it before Monday, though, because that's when I'm sending all of the lists out to the partners so that they know who to fulfill for. So another thing, of course, we've been rated #1 in our price category. We're offering either a free trial, and we've had a lot of pricing about questions and things like that. I'm not going to talk. I know a lot of you guys have been sitting around for 20 or 30 minutes, or some of you have been here all day, which is like a 6-hour session, and wow, that's pretty awesome. But I'm just going to I want to cover a few key points. I want to talk a little bit about pricing. And I want to let you know that we've got a pretty cool program that we're going to start up here. Dave and I are going to kind of do some very intensive training for anybody that wants to start MetaStock. We're going to show you how to run scanning and how to do forecasting. And we're going to go into, so I would encourage you, we're going to start that next week. I'd encourage you to do the trial. metastock.com/tradersummitt. Okay, well, you know me a little bit. I've obviously been up here all day kind of introducing people and stuff like that. I'll just say it again. I started inside sales at MetaStock. It's always been a great job. It's always been good for me to work for a company where, at least when we do our surveys, the majority of our customers say they're more successful because they use our products. And the last several years have been really, really fun for me. I travel the world showing people how to use MetaStock and developing our dealer network and showing people around the software. And one of the things that I enjoy is, every single person that spoke today, I feel like I have a personal relationship with and have really helped develop a business for them and with them. And it's been really, really rewarding for me. So I've been here forever. I'd probably be here for a lot longer. And, it's just a great company to work for, fun environment, all that kind of good stuff. For those of you that are kind of not familiar with MetaStock, I'm going to go through our history real quick. Like I said, we're not going to spend a lot of time today. I know you guys have been here all day, but I want to just kind of show a few things about things that are overlooked. We started in 1982. We've sold 310,000 copies of our software in like 90 different companies. A lot of you are familiar with this. We just bought ourselves back from Thomson Reuters. That's been a pretty good move. We've been able to really focus on our technology as a result of that. The thing that I like most is when we bought ourselves back from Thomson Reuters, we kept all the things that were really, really good about that relationship, like all the data, all of the news. I talk to people all the time that say, that come over and get our news and talk about how good it is and how real time it is. And it's really nice to have a relationship with Thomson Reuters because they did spend $1 billion creating their news platform. And I think we've got a really good relationship that's going to last for a really long time, where we can focus on the priority of serving the retail trader and yet still have all the exchange data and all of the really institutional quality news and services available. Okay. I've said this about 100 times today. We'll skip it a little bit. I kind of struggled about what I wanted to kind of show you today. I knew it would be the end of the day. I knew you'd be a little bit tired. I could have come in and shown you how to do system testing or full market scanning or, forecasting, or could have shown my RMO. And during the next few weeks, we're going to cover all of those topics individually. But what I wanted to talk about is the changes we've been able to implement since we bought ourselves back to Reuters and kind of show you some of that kind of stuff, because I almost think our forecaster kind of takes the limelight. But this is one of the most significant upgrades we've done in the time that I've worked here. And so obviously, hopefully you saw Dave Osmond's presentation earlier about the forecaster. If you're getting in a little bit later, we recorded that. I'll send it to you. Cutting edge stuff there in terms of what we're looking at and what we're showing you and what we're looking to accomplish with it. It's kind of like a glimpse into, I think, the technology that we're going to be pushing out as we go forward, and patent pending stuff there. Really very, very unique to the MetaStock platform. What I want to talk about is some of the other new stuff that's included in MetaStock. And for that, I'm actually going to show you a few things in it. Not too much. I'm not going to bury you with more stuff. But this is a little bit different, a little bit more unique, and it kind of doesn't get the attention it deserves because of the forecaster. But I think it's really, really cool. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what we call Ecostat. And with MetaStock XIII, there's a very big ability to take a top-down approach to the market. In other words, the first two things I'm going to show you, one is called Ecostat, and the other one is called SectorStat. And both of them are kind of going along the lines of a rising tide lifts all boats, or that old methodology saying, show me the broad market what it's doing. So let me just switch over here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pull my MetaStock over here. And you should be able to see it. Okay, and this is one of the screens that's available in Ecostat. Okay, now let me show you, for those of you that have MetaStock and those of you that are going to get the trial, let me show you exactly where to find this stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on File, Open right here. Okay, and with Ecostat, what they've done is we've taken advantage of a lot of the data, like the economic data that's available through Thomson Reuters, and we've pushed that into a very visual format. There's about 11 countries that are included, and you see stuff that's like foreign trade, consumer confidence, business cycles, inflation, that kind of stuff. So the one that I'm just going to show you a couple of these just to kind of give you a general idea of what they look like. I'm going to show you the ones that I think are most interesting, because the first time I pulled this up, I found this extremely interesting. Because I thought out of everybody, we'd be winning this race. But this is a chart that we've just pulled up that shows national debt growth. Okay, so if you're looking at economics and you want to kind of maybe trading foreign currency exchanges, this is something that or looking at general business cycle stuff, this is going to appeal to you. But this is what really surprised me. I thought we'd be winning the national debt growth. You can see the UK is winning that by a pretty significant margin, followed by the US, followed by Brazil, Germany, Japan. I'll just show you a few more of these. I like the overlaid ones, so I'm going to show you a couple of those. That's national debt, which we just showed. Okay, just going to kind of move this over a little bit. Let's look at GDP growth overlaid. Okay, it's growth of GDP, gross domestic product. Just go ahead and click on Ecostat, all GDP growth. I'll go ahead and click on Open, and you're going to have that same chart show up. Now it is going in and pulling the data real time. One of the things I like about MetaStock is there's no data maintenance at all. So I just say I want to look at this, it pulls up this. And sometimes that's a little bit slower in a webinar environment than it would be in a real live environment, but none of this data, there's no such thing as data maintenance in MetaStock anymore, which I think is a beautiful thing. So GDP growth, actually we are winning that race. So this kind of gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on. Let's just show a couple more. I want to show you unemployment overlaid. I love these overlaid charts. They're very, very cool. So here's the unemployment rate. Here we've got the key over the site, and it looks like, oh, some of them are still coming up, employment surging up in Italy. So again, these are just stuff that you can kind of look at. They're already pre-configured for you and all that kind of stuff. A couple questions that come in, and I'll just kind of address these a little bit. If I miss a question, feel free to ask it again. I'll try and do my best to kind of cover which ones you've got. Tim asked a really good question. How do we order an add-on we want? Give us a call. Actually, Tim, I can have somebody give you a call on Monday. I'm sure we've got you in our database. And then the second question Tim had is, when will the archived webinars be available to rewatch? Well, right now we've got about 6 hours of webinar. So what I'm asking, my video processing guys, actually, we have 2 copies of this that we're recording just in case. And it takes quite a while to render these videos, and we want to put them up and have them very professional. So give us a week or 2 in terms of getting everything up and available for you, okay? Do you mean to order MetaStock from the MetaStock.com website in our account area? If you want to order the MetaStock, what I'd recommend is you go through the MetaStock trial link, which is tradersummit.t. I'll type that in here for you so you can click on it. It's also, or what's even better, I think, is to actually do the 3-for-1. Because it gives you, MetaStock is such a big tool. It really gives you the ability to kind of play with it. Like if you did a 3-for-1 trial today, it's April 12th. So think about it. I mean, for the daily program, you'd be running in May, June, and July. That's lots of time to learn the tools. And then if it's helping you make money, which it will, you're going to continue to pay for that. So here's a free trial link. And /traders. Oh, I'm sorry, it's S with that. SUMMIT 3-for-1. Those are the 2 links you can use. Let's see. Richard asked a question. I'm a MetaStock XI Pro user. Could you waive the $59 and let me try the version end of day for 3 months? Richard, we're actually running some pretty cool promos on upgrades, and I'll have one of our guys contact you. We'll actually have a copy of this in the chat and stuff like that. So we'll get a hold of you with what those upgrade prices would look like. I think they have some pretty compelling offers, and yeah, we definitely want to let you try. They've got some really cool things that are going on. G. Kamath asks, do you provide data for Indian markets? Yes. We actually, along with the trial, yes. We actually cover about 182 exchanges globally, I think, when I counted them up. And now it's really early. I think it's 182. Well, actually, it's not really early still. I started really early. So about 182 exchanges, including NSE. And you can get that with either the free trial or the extended trial. So, and yes, that includes Forex and futures and whatever you're interested. If we don't have it, you probably don't want to trade it. And I say that in all straightforwardness. I think the only exchange that I've ever been asked for that we didn't have was the Jamaican Stock Exchange. So if you want to trade that, you're kind of out of luck. But everything else we've got. I want MetaStock to give me a down. I'm going to show you a little bit. Manuel asked a little bit about sectors. That's going to come up in just a second. I'm going to show you a little bit about sector stat. So we'll cover that a little bit, although to some degree. Bill asked, are you going to show the hourly bars feature? No, I'm going to talk about that, but I'm using MetaStock Pro, so I can't show that because I get real-time data. Gary says, are there any costs involved with the free trial? No, it's a free trial. Now, if you do the real-time trial, though, and you want to get real-time data from the exchanges, there may be some exchange costs. And if you don't pay for those, you'll have a 15-minute delay on those exchanges. So, but aside from that, there's nothing that we actually make money on that's a charge for the free trial. Rich says, I've been using MetaStock since 1988. Pay for it. Thanks, Richard. Is there a promotion benefit from going to MetaStock End of Data Pro? Yes, Len. I'm going to have somebody contact you with the kind of the special promos we're running. The link's not working. The 3-for-1 offer. Okay, so Paravi, it should be working. It's Traders Summit T. I'm sorry about that. I did misspell that. Here, let me put that in here. There is the appropriate link for you. And thanks for signing up for the trial as well. How long do I have before the 3-for-1 offer expires? Well, Paravi, I would recommend you do it right away because Dave and I are going to run classes like crazy over the next several weeks just to show you things around MetaStock. So get started with it. I don't necessarily have a hard-coded expiration on that, but you don't want to miss the classes. We're going to go into a lot of the features and functionalities with MetaStock. Can I re-show the unemployment rate chart? Sure. We're kind of completely unemployment rate overlaid. You can actually show them in different charts. I love the overlaid view. Actually, it's the one that's currently up. Italy's winning. So that's the one that's currently up. Yes, you can do real time for the 3-for-1 offer. With end of day, you don't have Ecostat because we actually pull that data through Zenith or the real-time Reuters feed, but you will have SectorStat. The phone number, if you want to get a hold of somebody in our sales team, is 800-882-3040. And then we have really good people that are available to help you. And yes, Gus, I will send you a recording. Let's get on to showing you a few more things, and then I'll answer a few more questions. You guys have a lot of really good questions. I just want to make sure to show you something valuable today, too. So there's the unemployment one. We also have like foreign trade. We've got dashboards. The dashboards, I'm going to show you the U.S. dashboard in just a second. I'm just looking for the overlaid ones that I like to show. They're very, very cool. Leading indicators. Well, let's just go to one of the dashboards. So this is all national debt growth overlaid. You see there's lots of different categories. We're kind of skimming the surface, but that's by design. I just really want to give you a little bit. What I really wanted to make a point of today was that there's a lot more than just a forecaster in 13. Let me show you the business cycle charts. Those are extremely cool. So here's the Canada business cycle. Okay, actually this shows gross domestic product and a percent change over quarters. That's not actually what I wanted to show you. Let me go in here, and what I wanted to do is actually show you one of the dashboards. So here's the US dashboard. Go ahead and click on open for that. And what that's going to do is going to show you the core inflation rate, the consumer price index, your gross domestic product, which is what we were looking at a second ago, how that changed over the last 2 quarters, your yields for your treasury bonds and the 2-year and the treasury bond, and then your trade balance. What I think is so funny is if you go all the way out on this chart, and you load a bunch more data in, it's negative for a long, long time. It's very, very interesting to see kind of trade balance. So that in a nutshell is Ecostat. I don't want to, wow, I'm out of time already. Don't want to spend the whole time on that anyway, but I already did. So let me go ahead and click on no. No, I won't save any of these things. And I want to show you a little bit about SectorStat, which is something that would be available in end of day as well as real time. Now, SectorStat is exactly what you're asking about for the ability to look from a top-down approach. What sectors are going up? What's the market doing? Which sectors are growing? Which sectors are declining? All of that kind of stuff. Okay, so let me briefly show you how that would work. Right here, if I click on the Explorer, okay, I'm going to go down to SectorStat, which is this sector, and I'm going to do a search on the sectors. Okay, so just click on Next right here. And right now I've got the major sectors set up. And the way that we've got them set up is we're looking at the ETFs. You could actually buy these if you want because they're all the ETFs on telecoms and major manufacturing and that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Next here. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick scan on it. And it's going to go through those 10 sectors. And if you're familiar with MetaStock, you know what we're doing here. What we're doing is we're setting up a, oh, I didn't mean to click that button. We're setting up a report. So this is going to show me how the sectors look, what their percent changes over the last 3 months, the last 1 month, 2 weeks ago in the last week. So for example, if I wanted to see what sectors were moving up or down over the last week, I just sort by this column that says 1 week ago. Okay, and I can see that utilities are actually moving up 10%. Okay, and then obviously in MetaStock we have pre-built utilities list, so you could actually go in and see which utility you wanted to trade if you were thinking maybe utilities was where to go. Also, if you know much about sector rotation and the way things are working, is you know that if things are bullish in the market, then people are bullish, then they're generally going to take more risky transactions. So if it's a bullish market, people will rotate into financials or technical or discretionary, because those are the things that really kind of take advantage of a bullish market or a bullish cycle. Whereas if things are more bearish, they're going to be looking at like healthcare and staples and utilities, with the idea that those are safer investments. Like, I can't remember who said it, but people got to eat. So if the market starts to contract and people have less disposable income, they're going to still go to the doctor. They're still going to eat. They're not, but they might cut down on their technology purchases, and the financials will definitely hurt. And so that's how people look at rotation, is in terms of how things are going to work. There's a few more things that I want to show you a sector stat, because it is a really good way, like you were asking about, looking at a top-down approach. And I think one of the takeaways, I think we need to actually record a quick video on this. I think that might be one of the topics, is sector rotation, in one of the things that we talk about in a little bit more detail, because I'm already out of time, but that's okay. We'll go a little bit longer today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up just a chart, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the SPX, which is the SP index. Oh, wow, rookie mistake there. Okay, there's a few things that I want to show you about this. And we'll just, oh, why isn't data loading? Here. Oh, good. That's better. Okay. There's a lot of data that pulls into the market sector rotation model. So that's why it took a little bit of time to load. It's actually looking at the whole market and telling you what's happening. So there's a couple of indicators that are pretty cool that you can read into it, and that are very, very specific to market sector. In MetaStock XIII, just to kind of give you an overview, here's the sector stat indicators that are available. And you'll notice that all of them, we have McClellan oscillators and summation and new highs and new lows on all like consumer staples and energy and healthcare and industrials and stuff like that. But there's two things in particular that I want to talk about today. And one of them is a new indicator that they put together for this sector stat, and it's called the market sector rotation model. And the way you read it is it's looking at all of the different stocks in the sector. It's not all of them, but it's looking at the top 10 percentile, the next 10 percentile. It's taking one stock from each of the percentiles, and it's taking a measurement to see which direction the market in general is headed. Okay, and the way you would actually read this particular indicator is if it's above 0, is kind of how we wrote it, then the market is actually trending up. Okay, and in that case, again, just looking at major sector rotations, in that case you'd be looking at financials or technicals, discretionary. If it's bearish, which it is now, then you might be looking at healthcare or staples or utilities. Okay, and the people that are trading with it, or the people that are using this, like to look at that with some of the other indicators that are available. The McClellan oscillator is a pretty good one. And what I'm going to do is I'll just click on help here, and we'll just do a little bit of a search for a McClellan oscillator. I want to show you kind of the help topics. So make sure I spell it right. I want to show you kind of how helpful this is. Oh, it didn't. MC. Oh, you had to spell it right. Well, that wasn't McClellan. There we go. Yes. Okay. So if I want to understand what this indicator does, a lot of people use it. Or if you want to understand what this indicator is, you could come in here, do a little bit of a search for it, and it's going to tell you this is developed by Sherman and Marion McClellan. And this is what it's looking at. It's looking at the advancing issues minus the declining issues. So the major market one is looking at all the advances versus all of the declines. Okay, and then the oscillator is the difference between the 19 and the 39 period exponential moving average. Traditionally, the way you would use this is you'd see this as a bullish zone. When bullish is when it's above 0, or bearish when it's below 0. Typically, signals for the McClellan oscillators are crossing down above the 0 line. So what that's basically telling you in a nutshell is right now, at least the last several things, right now the market is rotating bearish, and the McClellan summation, or the McClellan oscillator, is actually backing that up as well. Okay. Oh, Nifa. Nifa asked a question. Actually, I'll address the questions in just a second. There's quite a few of them. I'm not ignoring them. Let me go back in here. I think that's probably where we'll call it today. We'll just do some Q&A. In addition, let me just kind of highlight the major things that are, for those of you that are MetaStock users, so there's Ecostat and there's SectorStat. And my big point that I just wanted to show, this is one of the biggest upgrades that we've got. So SectorStat is going to do like all the breadth indicators. It's going to do the sector rotation, the sector rotation model. And it's a great tool for performing that top-down analysis. So very, very cool. Another thing that we added to MetaStock XIII is MetaStock end of day isn't really technically end of day anymore. We added snapshot hourly bars. And what that means is even if you have the end of day version or the classic version of MetaStock, all of the major exchanges are going to update on an hourly data basis once a day. And that's actually available to all of our tools. So if you're running a scan and you've got the end of day subscription, it's going to give you an end of day. It's going to give you an intraday scan or an intraday bar or an intraday expert advice. It's or an intraday forecast chart. So that's available now. We don't charge any more for that hourly update. We just include that with the product now. We also added local data. In my opinion, that's not as big of a deal. I like the fact that everything's in line. I was going to show you some of these new systems. I think I'll save that for one of the training classes that we have coming up. We added some really cool new systems from some pretty big gurus like Dick Arms, Justine Pollard, which is a very popular expert down in Australia, Hull, Jim Berg. So we added some new trading methodologies into the program. Let's kind of talk a little bit about what the offers are. Again, it's been a great class today. So many... and I think, if anything, you can take away the fact that MetaStock is a fully functioned program. I mean, so many different ways of looking at the market, so many different things that we've talked about today, and MetaStock is capable of handling all of those. Again, it's a product that's been rated #1 for 24 years in a row. I really want you to try it. You can either do the buy one, get three, in which case you would pay for 1 month and get 2 months, or you can do a total free trial. It's up to you. I would recommend that you get started right away because we're going to start a bunch of training classes next week with you. And that'll be Dave doing one lesson a week and me doing one lesson a week for you. So again, it's been rated #1 24 years in a row. Most of our customers say they're more successful. Do want to mention that we have, if you're a MetaStock user, we are actually now live with our Vegas Users Conference. It's 2 days of classroom education. We have 6 market experts that are out there, and early registration discounts are available too. So you can check it out at that website. What I really want to focus on today, though, is getting you using MetaStock, because I think it's going to be something that you will, like the comment was earlier, I've been using MetaStock since 1988, just buy it already. It's worth every penny. I agree with that sentiment. Talked to so many traders over the years that have been positively benefited by our product. Try the program. You can sign up at metastock.com/traders-summit-T. Okay, and if you sign up at that link, I saw a question earlier, is it trying to bill me for $250? If you sign up for that link, it will not bill you. It's totally free trial. It does require a credit card. You will have to cancel that trial at the end of the 30 days, or it will start to bill you. Okay, what I'd really recommend is the buy one, get 2 free offer. With that one, you're going to get 3 months. It's a very safe way to try out the program. Basically, May, June, July 17th. Between now and then, you're going to be able to go through all the training Dave and I offer, all the training that's available up on the website, and you're going to know that this is something that's going to help you with your trading, or you're going to cancel it. And so it's a lot of people really, really do like that. And plus, that'll qualify you for stocks and commodities thing. So I'm going to leave those up here for now. And a few things before I forget. I'm going to go into questions here. Thank you for everybody that came today. We capped out, like GoToWebinar is not letting people in the room right now. So I'm very, very happy with the interest you guys have had. We put a lot of work into this event, and we wanted to bring you something special. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your feedback if you didn't. Let's see. Secondly, I want to say thanks to all of the presenters today that came in at very, very early times and gave really good classes. And, these have been partners that I would say are instrumental for us, partners that are key partners, strategic partners, people that I respect in the marketplace. So appreciate the time. And I appreciate the stocks and commodities sponsorship. That was very, very nice as well. Let's get to your questions now that I've made sure that I thank everybody and make sure I answered most of the questions before we leave. If I do miss something, well, we do have a really good sales staff, and you're welcome to email me too if you need to. My email address, I'm going to type it in here for you. You're welcome to address any questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So jeffrey.gibby@metastock.com. Oh, Carlos wants to see the Vegas links again. You bet. Carlos, back. Oh, again, the only thing, GoToMeeting's been fantastic. I really like GoToMeeting, but for some reason I have a hard time advancing slides when I'm in it. So there's the Vegas links again. There you go. Dan Z says $59 a month for end of day is $59 a month. Think about that. For the 3-for-1 trial for $20 a month, you're going to be running it till June, and by then you're gonna totally know the tool enough to know whether it's a good investment or not. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, Dan, it is. Anyway, Nice Guy asked, does MetaStock have a full version available for Mac? We do not. We are compatible with Mac, but you have to use Boot Camp, and you have to use Windows or Parallels. So you do have to use a Windows operating system with it. There's some information I can email you about to make sure you're prepared for that, so drop me a message and I'll send you the FAQ off of our website. Norman asks if we have any specials for TradeStation, like a competitive upgrade. I'm sure we can work out something for you, Norman. Get a hold of us. Tell him I said to work out a deal for you. Although we're giving some pretty good sessions today, specials today. I really just want to try I know that if you try the product and if it pays for itself and then some, you're going to keep it. I sold a guy in October at the Vegas Traders Expo. And then we just did and I said, just do the 3-for-1. If it makes money, you can buy the once off and it'll be even cheaper for you. And he did that. And a few months later, I met him in California. We were doing a road show in California just a couple months later. And he's like, wow, not only did it pay for itself, it paid for itself 5 times over. So try it out. It's a very low risk-reward ratio. Carol asked a good question. Who's going to train us on the Candlestick Profit Program? Carol, we are. Actually, Dave and I were talking. We're going to do training on Candlestick CPS during that month of training. I'm not sure what we're going to sit down on Monday and figure out what we're talking about when, but we're going to do it specifically. We're going to show you how to use CPS. So, and with that one, you'll get a money-back guarantee on CPS for $300. It's nothing. So we will be doing some specialized training on that and Big Trends Toolkit as well. Let's see. Z-Man, good topics. Some presentations went by too quickly. Looking forward to the recordings. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way the event went today. Actually, very happy with it. It was a lot of work. My team worked really, really hard on getting everything kind of ready and perfect, and we made a few mistakes and we learned a few lessons, but I think overall I'm very proud of how it went. Can you do a scan on using on-balance volume, Dean? Yes, you can. Next time, do a break between the speakers. Pretty good idea. Maybe we will. I also think we'll do it a little bit later. I think 5 a.m. is way too early of a start time to kind of go. You can do a free real-time thing. The only thing that we can't waive is exchange fees. So let me talk a little bit about exchange fees, Carol, to you. Exchange fees apply to real-time data. If you want real-time data from like New York Stock Exchange, they want you to pay them $1 for it. NASDAQ's like $1. Amex is like $1. Some of the commodity exchanges are kind of expensive. But the thing about exchange fees are they're very much like taxes. We don't make any money on them. We actually just remit them straight to the exchanges for that, and they don't ever let us do any type of promos where we give you them for free or anything like that. So if you don't sign up for exchanges, you'll have a 15-minute delay link or data, and if you do pay for the exchanges, then you'll have real-time data. You will pay regardless of how you do it. If you do the 3-for-1, you will pay for 3 months of exchange fees. If you do the free trial, you pay for a month of exchange fees. So those are not ever anything that are actually part of a promo. It's just, the exchanges, they kind of have a monopoly on what they do. And they kind of set their prices, and that's what it is. And we don't. It doesn't affect our revenue at all. We're basically we discount what we can. Richard wants to see my email address again. Yes. Okay. Give me a few. You're welcome to email me with questions, and I'll get back to you shortly. I'm going to go straight home after I'm done here, play with my girls for about a day and a half, and I'll be back to work on Monday. So you're welcome to email me. Just give me a little bit of time to kind of answer questions for you. Tim asked a question. It depends. PureBit says what are the initial costs for the exchange fees? It depends on the exchange. Stocks are relatively, in general, fairly inexpensive, a couple bucks each. Futures can be really expensive. There is a link up on our website that lists all of the exchanges. And what will happen is if you sign up for the North American markets or the Asian markets or the Asia Pac or Europe, Middle East, Africa, it'll actually, as part of your order process, before you pay or anything like that, give you a list of the exchanges that are in that region that you're signing up for, and you can select at that point which ones you want to pay for and which ones you might want to look at a delay. So I just recommend you, because the bottom line is if they're too expensive and don't want to pay for them, you still get the delay data for the free trial or through the 3-for-1, or you can always just say, well, I just don't even want to deal with it. And it's before you actually put in your credit card or kind of finish your order. So just go through the link, select the real time, and before you get out of there, it'll actually tell you, here's what exchanges are available, here's what their rates are, and you just check mark off the ones that you want. It's a fairly straightforward process that way. The exchange for the fee for the CME, well, let me just show you guys, because all of the exchange fees just changed, including the CME. So if you go up to our website right here, metastock.com, and I'll just show you how to get there without putting together an order. If you click on products, you click on data, and you click on MetaStock XIII, and just click on this pricing guide right here. Come down a little bit on this pricing guide, and it'll list all of the exchanges and their accompanying cost. To answer your question, CME E-minis only just went up from 25 bucks, I think is what it was before, to $42. And then the full exchange is $90.10. So like I said, those futures exchanges can get a little bit more expensive really fast. Whereas like if you asked about New York Stock Exchange, I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, that's $2 or whatever it is. It's very, very inexpensive. NASDAQ and NYSE. Let's just go ahead and look at them because, like I said, a lot of these have changed over the last couple of days. I'd rather give you the correct answer. So, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ level 2 is $10. Where's NASDAQ level 1? $3 for NASDAQ level 1, $3.18. Level 2, if you don't know what it is, you probably don't want to sign up for it. I don't use it, I have to say that. New York Stock Exchange is $1. So on your 30-day or on your 3-month trial, you'd be paying $12 for those two exchanges. Very inexpensive. Carol, thank you. Carol says, good summit. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. With that, guys, I'm going to say thanks again. Really appreciate your making this event a success, and I'm going to call it as a success. I think next time we'll do it a little bit later in the day, and there's a few lessons that we've learned. But I think overall it went really, really well, and a lot of that is, gosh, I was amazed about how many people we had registered for this thing. Maybe we need a bigger room. We actually did get the biggest room that GoToMeeting had, so and we capped it out. It's not letting anybody else in. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'll put those links back up for you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for spending half a day with me. And let us know what questions you have. And do try the program. You will like it, and you will keep it. And it will have a positive impact on your trading, in my opinion. Okay? See you guys later.